Greetings, everyone. This is Chaplain Bruce Morrow, and this is your Mule Skinner Word of the Day. Today I'd like to talk to you about the idea of tact. Now, as we are in the military, I don't want this to be confused with being tactical. So the question becomes, what is tact? And there was a wise person that had once said that tact is the art of making your point without making an enemy. It's understanding that you can assert your ideas or even your authority while still maintaining a goal of not damaging relationships by creating an offense. Why do I bring this up? Because I think it's of great importance in seeking to grow as individuals and even as military leaders. It's written into Army doctrine. ADP 6-22 talks about interpersonal tact. I also think it helps us on the home front, our friends and families. So know that applying interpersonal tact carries great potential, not only to get results, but to do so while maintaining relationships. So what do you need to know to start understanding tact? Well, let's start by dispelling a myth, and that is that by considering others, we carry in a great risk of being overly passive or submissive. Well, that's just not the case. Actually, we need assertiveness in our day-to-day operation, and tact becomes the vehicle by which you communicate authority diplomatically. For instance, we can't be leaders if no one's willing to follow. So these relationships that we engender as leaders, as family, as friends, we have to give them great considerations. We're influencing the people around us. General McConville has even said that people are our number one priority. At his confirmation, he has said, and I quote, "Winning requires unit cohesion, a cohesion built on a foundation of trained, disciplined, and fit soldiers who treat each other with dignity and respect," end quote. Tact has at its core a focus, not only of asserting your goals, but doing so while building mutual respect. So what should you consider to become more tactful? Well, as our day-to-day varies so greatly as we interact with others, I've created this kind of cycle of considerations you can bring before these difficult situations. One, start off by keeping in mind how you want this to turn out, keeping a focus on the end goal. Do so while as you're facing these difficulties, obstacles are coming up. Don't just seek to bash through them with some type of argument or authority, but interact with obstacles. The third consideration is understanding that relationships are a two-way street. Not only should you seek to be known, but you should also seek to know, carry an understanding. This carries over the last consideration, is that when conflict becomes angry and friction arises, it's really tense, be careful what you say. Everyone has heard someone labeled as a person who speaks without a filter. Well, that's because you should think before you say something. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to contribute going to help or hurt trying to get results while maintaining this relationship? So it's all the way back into history, even to General George S. Patton, who, although he was a great tactician, tank commander, he also carried over the attitude of being a controversial leader because he lacked this skill. General Eisenhower even reprimanded him, and he had actually made in-person apologies to soldiers that he lost his temper on. So let's use this as a lesson. And as Mule Skinners, let's seek to be prepared by learning and growing. This is the Mule Skinners Chaplain. Thank you for the time.